Do you ever feel overwhelmed by negative thoughts or stuck in a cycle of self-doubt? What if you could break free from that mental trap and build a life filled with resilience and inner peace? In this video, we dive into powerful Stoic strategies that have been used for centuries to help people master their minds, overcome adversity, and transform their thinking. If you're ready to take control of your thoughts and create a powerful, enlightened life, keep watching, because the tools you'll learn here could change everything. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea or a smoothie, relax, and join me in exploring the valuable insights that Stoic philosophy has to offer. When it comes to leading a life filled with purpose and meaning, there are universal principles that have endured through the ages. Today, I'm excited to share 15 timeless lessons rooted in the wisdom of Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, combined with insights from my personal experiences. These principles are transformative tools designed to help you navigate life's challenges and excel in everything you do. Far from being relics of a bygone era, these lessons act as guiding lights, illuminating the path toward personal growth and resilience in today's fast-paced world. Whether you're a seasoned seeker of wisdom or just beginning your journey, these teachings will inspire and empower you. So let's embark on this exploration together, diving into Seneca's profound insights while connecting them to our modern lives. Remember, this isn't about striving for perfection, but about making continuous progress. These lessons are your keys to cultivating a meaningful and resilient life. As we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join this growing community dedicated to self-improvement and wisdom. Your support allows us to bring you more content like this. 11. Embrace vulnerability. True courage is not the absence of fear or weakness, but the willingness to face them. Seneca reminds us that embracing vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary step toward personal growth and deeper connections with others. In a world that often celebrates strength, success, and self-sufficiency, vulnerability can seem like something to be avoided. But in reality, it is through vulnerability that we find our most authentic selves and experience profound growth. By allowing ourselves to be open, honest, and imperfect, we free ourselves from the constraints of fear and the need for perfection, allowing for deeper emotional connections and greater personal strength. Vulnerability requires courage, because it involves exposing parts of ourselves that we might otherwise hide. Whether it's sharing our insecurities, confronting past wounds, or admitting when we don't know something, vulnerability can feel uncomfortable. It forces us to step outside our comfort zones and face the very things we may have been trying to avoid or suppress. Yet, it is precisely in this openness that we unlock the potential for real personal transformation. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we stop pretending to be something we're not and begin embracing the truth of who we are, flaws and all. This acceptance of ourselves is the foundation for true self-love and self-respect, and it fosters the resilience needed to face life's challenges. Vulnerability also plays a crucial role in building meaningful relationships with others. In our relationships with family, friends, and colleagues, vulnerability creates trust and intimacy. When we allow ourselves to be seen and understood, we invite others to do the same. It is through these open exchanges that we form authentic connections. If we always wear a mask or hide behind a facade of invulnerability, we prevent others from truly knowing us. In contrast, when we share our struggles, joys, fears, and uncertainties, we give others the opportunity to connect with us on a deeper level. These honest, vulnerable exchanges build bonds that are far stronger than those based on superficiality or pretension. However, embracing vulnerability does not mean being open in every situation or to every person. It's important to be discerning about where and when to show vulnerability. Not everyone has earned the trust required to witness our raw emotions and weaknesses. But for those who have proven themselves worthy of our trust, sharing our true selves fosters a deeper sense of connection, empathy, and understanding. It is in these safe spaces that vulnerability thrives, and where it becomes a powerful tool for creating stronger, more authentic relationships. By choosing to be vulnerable with those who care for us, we create an environment where mutual support, compassion, and growth can flourish. In Stoic philosophy, vulnerability also ties closely with the idea of accepting things as they are. It involves acknowledging our limitations and imperfections, rather than denying them or pretending they don't exist. By embracing vulnerability, we accept that we are human and that we too experience pain, failure, and uncertainty. This acceptance is a key element of resilience, as it allows us to face difficulties with an open heart rather than a closed mind. Instead of avoiding the discomfort of vulnerability, we lean into it, understanding that it is an essential part of the human experience. In doing so, we grow stronger, more compassionate, and more capable of handling life's inevitable ups and downs. Another important aspect of embracing vulnerability is the freedom it offers. When we let go of the need to appear invulnerable, we stop carrying the heavy burden of perfectionism. We no longer have to measure ourselves against unattainable standards or fear judgment for our flaws. Vulnerability releases us from the pressure to perform or to constantly prove ourselves, giving us the freedom to be real and present in each moment. This sense of freedom can be incredibly liberating, as it allows us to move through the world with authenticity and openness, free from the constraints of self-doubt and fear of rejection. It's not about seeking validation from others, but finding peace within ourselves by accepting who we truly are. Embracing vulnerability also nurtures personal growth. As we open ourselves to vulnerability, we expose ourselves to new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities for learning. This openness encourages us to stretch beyond our comfort zones, face our fears head-on, and confront areas of our lives that we may have neglected or avoided. It can also serve as a catalyst for self-improvement. For example, when we admit that we don't know something, we make space for learning and growth. When we acknowledge our mistakes, we open the door to personal development and change. Vulnerability, therefore, is not just about emotional openness. It is a powerful force for self-transformation and personal evolution. Additionally, embracing vulnerability strengthens our emotional intelligence. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we develop a deeper understanding of our own emotions, as well as those of others. We become more attuned to our feelings and more capable of expressing them in healthy and constructive ways. This emotional awareness fosters empathy, as we become more attuned to the emotional states of those around us. By recognizing and validating our own vulnerabilities, we also learn to do the same for others, creating a supportive and compassionate environment where emotional growth can flourish. Vulnerability is also a key component of creativity. It takes courage to put our ideas, creations, and projects into the world, knowing they might be criticized or rejected. But vulnerability in this context allows us to push past fear and share our work, knowing that the process of creating itself is valuable. Whether it's writing, painting, or any form of artistic expression, the act of putting our vulnerability into our work is what allows it to resonate with others. The most powerful and impactful art often comes from a place of raw vulnerability, as it connects with people on a deep emotional level. When we embrace our vulnerability in creative endeavors, we allow ourselves to express our truest selves, and in doing so, inspire others to do the same. Finally, embracing vulnerability enhances our capacity for resilience. The more we are willing to face our fears, acknowledge our weaknesses, and share our authentic selves, the more we build emotional strength. Each time we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we reinforce our ability to endure hardship and adversity. We learn that vulnerability is not a sign of fragility, but a mark of courage and strength. In facing our vulnerabilities head-on, we become more adaptable and resilient, able to weather life's storms with grace and wisdom. In embracing vulnerability, we unlock a deeper, more authentic way of living. It allows us to connect with others, grow emotionally, and strengthen our sense of self. Rather than avoiding or hiding our vulnerabilities, we can embrace them, knowing that in doing so, we cultivate the courage, authenticity, and resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. Through vulnerability, we find strength in our imperfections, and we come to understand that it is not in perfection, but in our willingness to be open and vulnerable, that true growth and connection occur. 12. Build resilience through adversity. Seneca believed that adversity is one of life's greatest teachers. When faced with challenges, difficulties, or setbacks, many people instinctively wish to avoid them, viewing them as obstacles to happiness or success. However, the Stoic philosopher teaches us that adversity, when faced with the right mindset, becomes a powerful tool for growth, transformation, and resilience. Instead of shying away from hardships, we should lean into them, recognizing that they are an integral part of the human experience. The obstacles we encounter serve to test our limits, strengthen our resolve, and shape our character in ways that smooth sailing never could. Adversity is often the very forge in which our resilience is tested and tempered. Think about the most challenging experiences of your life, those moments of struggle, loss, or difficulty. If you reflect on them, you may notice that these were also the moments that defined your growth. Challenges force us to confront our weaknesses, question our assumptions, and adapt in ways we might never have thought possible. Every setback, failure, or hardship presents an opportunity to build resilience by proving to ourselves that we can weather storms and rise again, no matter how difficult the circumstances. Each trial we face adds a layer of strength and wisdom, fortifying our mental and emotional endurance. In building resilience through adversity, it is crucial to adopt the right perspective. The Stoic approach encourages us to view setbacks not as punishments or signs of failure, but as opportunities for growth. Rather than seeing adversity as something to be feared, we should see it as a challenge to be embraced. Every hardship brings with it a lesson, a chance to develop new skills, or an opportunity to deepen our understanding of ourselves. When we shift our mindset in this way, we no longer feel victimized by life's difficulties. Instead, we become active participants in our own transformation, learning to face adversity with grace and a sense of purpose. Resilience is not something that happens overnight. It is a muscle that must be trained, nurtured, and cultivated over time. Each time we face difficulty and choose to persevere, we become stronger and more capable of handling whatever comes our way. It's important to understand that resilience doesn't mean avoiding pain or discomfort. It means having the strength to endure and persevere in spite of it. Life will inevitably bring challenges, but it is our response to these challenges that determines our level of resilience. Each time we face adversity head-on, we reinforce our ability to bounce back, recover, and ultimately thrive. An essential aspect of building resilience through adversity is learning to embrace discomfort. Resilience does not come from avoiding struggle, but from confronting it directly. By stepping into discomfort, we desensitize ourselves to fear and uncertainty, becoming more capable of facing future challenges with confidence. For example, when we push ourselves to perform under pressure, tackle difficult tasks, or deal with emotional pain, we gradually build the resilience necessary to face bigger challenges in the future. Over time, what once seemed overwhelming becomes more manageable, and we develop the strength to handle even the most daunting of circumstances. Another critical component of resilience is the ability to maintain a sense of purpose in the face of hardship. Seneca's teachings remind us that life's struggles become more bearable when we understand that they serve a larger purpose. Whether it's a personal goal, a cause we believe in, or the desire for self-improvement, having a clear sense of why we are enduring a particular difficulty gives us the strength to push through. It's easy to become disheartened when life gets tough, but when we stay connected to our sense of purpose, we find the motivation to keep moving forward. Adversity may slow us down, but it doesn't have to stop us if we maintain our focus on the greater goal. The ability to maintain inner peace during times of adversity is also a hallmark of resilience. Seneca often spoke about the importance of cultivating tranquility in the face of life's challenges. When difficulties arise, it's natural to feel anxious, fearful, or frustrated. However, resilience involves maintaining composure and calmness, even when the world around us feels chaotic. By practicing mindfulness, meditation, or Stoic exercises like negative visualization, we can train our minds to remain centered, no matter what external circumstances may arise. This inner peace allows us to approach adversity with a clear mind and a steady heart, which ultimately makes us more resilient. Resilience also involves an element of acceptance. Seneca encourages us to accept the things we cannot change, understanding that resistance to reality only adds to our suffering. Life's difficulties are inevitable, and trying to resist them, or wishing they were different, only creates unnecessary emotional turmoil. Instead, by accepting hardship as a natural part of life, we free ourselves from the burden of frustration and anger. This acceptance doesn't mean we passively resign ourselves to our fate, but rather that we recognize the inevitability of difficulty and choose to face it with grace and determination. By embracing adversity as part of the journey, we build the resilience necessary to navigate life with wisdom and strength. Building resilience also involves learning from past adversity. Every hardship we face offers valuable insights and lessons. When we reflect on past challenges, we gain a deeper understanding of what worked, what didn't, and what we might do differently next time. This reflection process allows us to continually improve our approach to adversity and develop a stronger toolkit for handling life's difficulties. It also reinforces the idea that we are not defined by our setbacks, but by our ability to learn from them and move forward with greater wisdom and strength. Ultimately, building resilience through adversity is about learning to embrace life as it comes, with all of its trials and tribulations. Life's challenges are not meant to break us, but to build us into stronger, more capable individuals. By facing adversity with the right mindset, we not only develop resilience, but also cultivate a deeper sense of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment in our lives. We learn that difficulties are not roadblocks to happiness, but integral parts of the process of becoming the best versions of ourselves. When we build resilience through adversity, we discover that we are far more capable and resilient than we ever imagined. 13. Reflect. Daily self-reflection was at the heart of Seneca's philosophy. He understood that in order to live a life of purpose, meaning, and wisdom, it was essential to pause and examine one's thoughts, actions, and intentions. Reflection allows us to gain insight into our lives, evaluate our progress, and make conscious decisions about how we want to move forward. Without self-reflection, we risk drifting through life without purpose or awareness, reacting to events rather than actively shaping our experiences. By making daily reflection a habit, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Seneca often wrote about the importance of examining our actions at the end of each day. He believed that we should regularly ask ourselves, "How have I lived today? And what can I do differently tomorrow?" This simple yet profound practice encourages us to review our choices, assess whether we lived in alignment with our values, and identify areas for improvement. By taking a moment each day to reflect, we ensure that we are growing consciously and intentionally, rather than merely reacting to circumstances. It's through this process that we begin to make better decisions, learn from our mistakes, and move closer to the kind of person we want to become. Daily reflection also allows us to gain clarity in times of confusion or uncertainty. Life often presents us with challenges, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lost. When we reflect on our thoughts and emotions, we can uncover the root causes of our confusion and better understand why we are feeling a certain way. This process of introspection gives us the opportunity to address our fears, doubts, and insecurities, allowing us to approach life with greater confidence and self-assurance. By understanding our inner world, we become better equipped to handle external challenges and make wiser choices. Furthermore, reflection enables us to connect the dots between our actions and their consequences. It's easy to go through life without fully understanding how our decisions impact us and others. However, when we regularly take time to reflect, we begin to see patterns in our behavior, thoughts, and outcomes. This awareness allows us to make intentional changes that align with our long-term goals. Reflection doesn't just involve reviewing our mistakes. It also includes celebrating our successes, recognizing what's working, and reinforcing positive habits that contribute to our growth. By keeping track of both our wins and losses, we create a more balanced and accurate picture of our progress. A key element of reflection is cultivating a sense of gratitude. Reflecting on our day helps us acknowledge the good things in our lives, no matter how small they may seem. In a world that often focuses on what we lack, reflection reminds us of what we have, fostering a mindset of abundance and contentment. By taking time each day to express gratitude, we shift our focus from what's wrong to what's right, creating a foundation of positivity that supports our mental and emotional well-being. This practice also helps us develop resilience, as it enables us to focus on the good even in difficult times. Seneca believed that reflection also serves as a way to align our actions with our values. Every day we make countless choices, big and small, that either move us closer to or further away from our true purpose. Without reflecting on these choices, it's easy to stray from our values and fall into patterns of behavior that are not in line with the person we aspire to be. By reflecting daily, we can check ourselves, recalibrate our actions, and ensure that we are living authentically. This practice of constant course correction helps us stay true to ourselves, even when external pressures or distractions arise. Moreover, daily reflection gives us the opportunity to forgive ourselves and release any guilt or regret that may be weighing us down. It's natural to make mistakes, and no one is perfect. However, holding on to past mistakes or perceived failures only hinders our growth. Through reflection, we can acknowledge our shortcomings, learn from them, and then let them go. This process of self-compassion frees us to move forward with a sense of peace and renewed purpose. By forgiving ourselves, we create space for self-improvement and allow ourselves to evolve into the people we are meant to be. Reflection also plays a crucial role in developing emotional intelligence. When we take the time to process our emotions, we become more aware of how they influence our thoughts and actions. By understanding our emotional responses, we can manage them more effectively and avoid being controlled by them. For example, if we're feeling angry, anxious, or frustrated, daily reflection helps us identify the source of those emotions and understand why we're feeling that way. This awareness allows us to respond with greater emotional control and wisdom, rather than reacting impulsively or allowing our emotions to dictate our behavior. Another important aspect of reflection is its role in fostering mindfulness. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, constantly moving from one task to the next without truly being present. Daily reflection provides a moment of pause, allowing us to step back and observe our lives with a sense of awareness and clarity. This practice helps us tune into the present moment, appreciate the experiences we're having, and make conscious decisions about how we want to show up in the world. Mindful reflection enhances our ability to be fully engaged in life, cultivating a sense of presence and intentionality in all that we do. To truly benefit from self-reflection, it's important to make it a daily habit. While occasional reflection can be valuable, daily reflection ensures that we are consistently evaluating our thoughts, actions, and emotions. It's through regular practice that reflection becomes a powerful tool for growth and transformation. Whether you choose to journal, meditate, or simply take a quiet moment to think, setting aside time each day for self-reflection is an investment in your personal development. By making reflection a priority, you commit to the ongoing process of self-awareness and self-improvement, setting the stage for a life of wisdom, purpose, and fulfillment. Finally, daily reflection doesn't need to be long or complicated. Even just a few minutes each day can have a profound impact on your life. The key is consistency. Over time, the small act of reflecting daily will accumulate into a deep well of insight, wisdom, and growth. By reflecting regularly, you create a feedback loop that accelerates your personal development and helps you stay focused on what truly matters. It's through this continuous process of reflection that we can create a life that is both meaningful and aligned with our deepest values. 14. Cultivate a resilient mindset. Our mindset is the lens through which we experience the world, and it profoundly shapes our reality. Seneca, a great Stoic philosopher, often spoke about the power of cultivating a resilient mindset, one that could withstand life's trials and remain focused on solutions, not problems. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. But how we choose to perceive and respond to these challenges is what defines us. A resilient mindset is not about avoiding difficulties or pretending that adversity doesn't exist. Rather, it's about adopting a perspective that sees obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning. When we train ourselves to adopt a resilient mindset, we open the door to greater strength, determination, and emotional balance. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after facing hardships, and it involves much more than just enduring difficulty. It's about thriving in the face of adversity, growing stronger and wiser through our struggles. Developing a resilient mindset requires both awareness and intention. We must consciously choose to reframe our thoughts when we face challenges. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure, we can view it as a valuable lesson, one that provides us with the opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. This shift in perspective is a powerful tool in building mental toughness, as it helps us not only survive difficult moments, but emerge from them with a renewed sense of purpose and direction. One of the key components of resilience is the ability to manage stress. Life's obstacles can often leave us feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or fearful. However, by cultivating resilience, we develop the mental fortitude to remain calm and clear-headed in the face of stress. Resilience allows us to approach problems with a sense of composure, which in turn enables us to make better decisions and take more effective action. Seneca, in particular, believed that adversity reveals the true strength of character. He taught that when we face difficulties with composure and wisdom, we not only endure but flourish. This mental strength comes from the conviction that no matter what life throws at us, we are capable of handling it. A resilient mindset is also closely tied to our ability to stay focused on our long-term goals, despite temporary setbacks. It's easy to get distracted or discouraged when things don't go as planned. But resilience helps us maintain our commitment to our vision, even in the face of adversity. When we cultivate a resilient mindset, we train ourselves to keep the bigger picture in mind, rather than getting bogged down by immediate challenges. This perspective allows us to take measured steps forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Resilience doesn't mean that we are immune to difficulties. It means that we are better equipped to navigate them and stay committed to our journey, regardless of the obstacles that arise. In addition to staying focused on our goals, a resilient mindset encourages us to embrace change and uncertainty with a sense of adaptability. Life is rarely predictable, and the ability to adapt to new circumstances is essential for maintaining our mental strength. Resilience isn't about resisting change, it's about accepting it and finding ways to thrive within it. When we can remain flexible and open-minded, we are better able to adapt to new situations, solve problems creatively, and overcome challenges more effectively. The more we embrace change as an inevitable and natural part of life, the less it has the power to disrupt our sense of peace and stability. Resilience allows us to bend without breaking, to flow with life's changes rather than being swept away by them. Another critical aspect of a resilient mindset is cultivating emotional endurance. It's natural to feel pain, frustration, and fear during difficult times, but resilience helps us weather these emotions without being consumed by them. It's not about suppressing our feelings or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Rather, it's about acknowledging our emotions and choosing not to let them dictate our actions. Emotional endurance enables us to face adversity with courage, allowing us to remain grounded and focused on our goals, even when we feel overwhelmed. It's through this process of emotional regulation that we build mental toughness, making it easier to remain balanced in the face of hardship. Resilience also involves the ability to reframe negative experiences in a way that allows us to find meaning and purpose, even in the most challenging situations. Seneca's teachings remind us that the external circumstances we face are not what truly define us. Rather, it is our response to those circumstances that shapes our character. By reframing adversity as an opportunity for personal growth, we can transform even the most painful experiences into valuable lessons. This mindset shift empowers us to take control of our narrative, allowing us to view setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. When we choose to see difficulties as opportunities for growth, we can cultivate an inner strength that is unshakable, no matter what life throws our way. Another essential aspect of resilience is the importance of maintaining a sense of hope and optimism, even in the darkest of times. A resilient mindset doesn't ignore the difficulties we face, but it chooses to focus on the possibility of a positive outcome. When we cultivate hope, we empower ourselves to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Hope is the belief that, no matter how challenging the journey, things will eventually improve, and that we have the ability to navigate through the tough times. This sense of optimism fuels our determination, giving us the strength to keep going, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. A resilient person doesn't give up on themselves or their goals. They continue to persevere with the firm belief that they are capable of overcoming anything. A resilient mindset is also grounded in the practice of gratitude. When we cultivate resilience, we learn to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. In times of hardship, it's easy to feel as though everything is going wrong, but resilience encourages us to find the silver linings, even in the darkest clouds. By practicing gratitude daily, we remind ourselves of the blessings we still have, which gives us the strength to keep going. Gratitude helps us maintain a positive outlook, even when we face challenges, and it serves as a constant reminder that we have the resources within us to handle whatever life throws our way. In the pursuit of resilience, it's important to remember that it is not an innate trait, but a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. Just as physical muscles grow stronger with regular exercise, our mental and emotional resilience grows through practice. Each time we face adversity and choose to respond with strength, we reinforce our ability to handle future challenges. Resilience is built through repetition and consistency, and it's this ongoing effort that allows us to face life's ups and downs with a sense of courage and calm. By training our minds and emotions to remain strong in the face of adversity, we create a foundation for lasting success, no matter what obstacles lie ahead. Finally, resilience doesn't mean that we will never experience pain or failure. It means that we can face these experiences with grace, learn from them, and move forward stronger than before. Developing a resilient mindset is a lifelong journey, but it's one that will pay dividends in every area of our lives. With resilience, we become more adaptable, more focused, and more capable of handling whatever comes our way. It is through resilience that we develop the mental and emotional strength to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem. 15. Live in alignment with your values. At the heart of a meaningful and fulfilling life lies a deep connection to our core values, those guiding principles that define who we are and shape every decision we make. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, understood the power of living in alignment with one's values and believed that true happiness and inner peace could only be found when we are true to ourselves. To live authentically means to act in harmony with the principles we hold dear, regardless of external pressures or societal expectations. When we live according to our values, our actions, words, and choices are aligned with our highest ideals, creating a life of purpose and integrity. This alignment doesn't just bring clarity, it also brings peace, because we no longer have to contend with the internal conflict that arises from living in a way that doesn't reflect who we truly are. Living in alignment with your values requires deep self-awareness. It's essential to take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What beliefs, standards, and principles guide your decisions and interactions. Without this self-awareness, it's easy to be swayed by external influences, whether from family, friends, or society at large. We may find ourselves chasing after goals or ideals that don't resonate with our inner truth, leading to feelings of frustration, emptiness, or disillusionment. By pausing and reflecting on our values, we gain clarity on the path that will bring us the most fulfillment. This clarity becomes a powerful tool, helping us make decisions with confidence and authenticity. It's not about following trends or doing what others expect of us, but about following the quiet voice inside that knows what is right for us. Once we have a clear understanding of our values, living in alignment with them becomes a conscious daily practice. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, by the demands of work, family, and social media, and lose sight of what truly matters. That's why it's important to regularly check in with ourselves and ensure that our actions reflect our values. When we live in alignment with our values, we feel a sense of consistency and wholeness. We don't feel torn between conflicting desires or uncertain about our choices, because we know we are staying true to what we believe. This alignment brings a sense of inner peace, as we are no longer trying to be someone we're not, or chasing goals that don't resonate with our deepest desires. Living according to your values also means being willing to make difficult choices that honor your principles, even when it's challenging. Sometimes living authentically requires us to go against the grain, to make decisions that others might not understand or approve of. But when we stay true to our values, we gain the respect and admiration of others, not for conforming to their expectations, but for the courage to stand firm in our beliefs. For instance, if one of your core values is honesty, it might mean speaking up in situations where others would prefer to remain silent. If you value kindness, it might mean going out of your way to help others, even when it's inconvenient. These actions may not always be easy, but they are always worth it, because they reinforce the integrity of who we are and strengthen our sense of self-respect. In addition, When we live in alignment with our values, we find that we experience greater fulfillment and satisfaction in life. This is because our values are tied to what truly matters to us, what brings us joy, purpose, and meaning. Pursuing goals that align with these values allows us to feel a deeper sense of accomplishment. Whether it's building meaningful relationships, contributing to a cause we care about, or developing our skills in a field that resonates with our passions, living in alignment with our values ensures that our efforts are not in vain. We no longer feel like we're simply going through the motions or chasing after superficial achievements. Instead, we are building a life that reflects our true desires and aspirations. Living according to our values also creates a powerful sense of resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, but when we are rooted in our values, we have a strong foundation to weather these storms. Our values give us a sense of direction and purpose, even when things don't go as planned. For example, if one of your values is perseverance, you can draw strength from that principle when faced with obstacles. When you know what you stand for, you can use that knowledge as a source of motivation during difficult times. You are less likely to be shaken by setbacks because you have a clear understanding of why you are doing what you are doing and how your efforts contribute to something larger than yourself. Moreover, living in alignment with your values helps you build deeper and more meaningful relationships. When you act authentically, others can sense that sincerity, and they are more likely to respect and trust you. By living true to your values, you set an example for those around you, encouraging them to do the same. In relationships, whether personal or professional, shared values create a strong bond, as both parties feel connected by common beliefs and goals. This sense of alignment brings harmony, reducing misunderstandings and promoting mutual respect. People who live in alignment with their values tend to attract others who share similar principles, creating communities that are supportive and uplifting. Living in alignment with your values also brings a greater sense of freedom. This may seem counterintuitive, as it might seem that living with strict adherence to principles could feel limiting. However, when you are aligned with your values, you no longer have to worry about conforming to external expectations or living up to others' standards. You are free to make choices that reflect your true self, regardless of how others might perceive them. This freedom allows you to pursue your passions, engage in meaningful work, and foster relationships that are authentic and fulfilling. In a world that often encourages conformity and superficial success, living according to your values is a radical act of self-liberation. One of the most profound effects of living in alignment with your values is the sense of peace and contentment it brings. When you act in accordance with your deepest principles, you feel a sense of integrity that brings calm to your mind and heart. You are no longer torn between conflicting desires or feeling guilty about compromising your beliefs. Instead, you live with a sense of alignment and congruence, knowing that each choice you make is a reflection of who you truly are. This sense of peace doesn't come from external achievements or approval. It comes from within, from knowing that you are living a life that is true to your deepest beliefs. Living in alignment with your values is not always easy, and it often requires introspection, courage, and a willingness to make difficult decisions. However, the rewards are immeasurable. When you live authentically, you build a life that is meaningful, resilient, and fulfilling. You gain the peace that comes from knowing that you are acting in harmony with your true self, and you inspire others to do the same. By staying true to your values, you create a life of purpose, direction, and contentment that is rooted in authenticity. And there you have it, 15 timeless lessons drawn from the wisdom of Seneca, carefully adapted to help you thrive in the modern world. These principles are not just abstract ideas. They are actionable tools that can transform the way you approach life, work, and relationships. If you're willing to embrace these insights and integrate them into your daily routine, you'll be setting yourself up for greater resilience, growth, and fulfillment. The lessons we've covered today aren't just for personal reflection. They are meant to empower you to take action, to make meaningful changes in your life, and to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. Remember, this journey is not about perfection. It's about consistent progress. You won't apply these lessons flawlessly every day, and that's okay. The goal is to take small, intentional steps each day that bring you closer to the person you're meant to be. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and responses. So, even if you don't get everything right, don't get discouraged. What matters is your commitment to growth and your ability to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles that arise. These lessons are tools you can use to navigate the complexities of life, and with time, they will help you build the kind of life you've always dreamed of, one filled with meaning, purpose, and inner peace. If you found value in this exploration of Seneca's wisdom, I encourage you to take the next step and join this growing community by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Your support is not just appreciated, it is what allows us to continue bringing you content that empowers, inspires, and challenges you to become your best self. When you subscribe, you're not just following a channel, you're investing in your personal development and in a community of like-minded individuals who are all striving to become wiser, stronger, and more resilient. So whether you're looking to improve your mindset, find more purpose in your day-to-day life, or learn how to better navigate the challenges that come your way, this channel is here to provide you with the tools and insights you need. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the valuable content that can help you stay on track and continue evolving. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I look forward to exploring more timeless wisdom with you in the next video. Together, we'll continue to uncover the knowledge that helps us grow and become the best versions of ourselves.